Welcome back to Arsenal News TV, and today we're going to first look at Arsenal being able to finally complete £31.5 million transfer 5 years after starting scouting mission, and then we're going to look at Arsenal reducing Pau Torres to tears and he's out for revenge before £60 million summer transfer battle. So the first transfer headline states that Arsenal can finally complete £31.5 million transfer 5 years after starting scouting mission. So the reports are stating that Mikel Arteta and Arsenal will be desperate to add a new attacking midfielder to their ranks this summer if they are unable to bring Martin Odegaard back to the club. A busy summer of transfer activity could be in the offing for Arsenal and manager Mikel Arteta this forthcoming summer. After failing to compete with the likes of Chelsea, Manchester City and Manchester United towards the top of the Premier League table this season, the Gunners are in need of fresh reinforcements this summer in their hope of bridging the gap. The Gunners have earmarked 4 positions that they wish to strengthen most this summer, including both left-back and central attacking midfield. Arsenal, who beat Slavia Prague in the second leg of their UEFA Europa League quarter-final this evening, were desperate to add a new left-back to their ranks in January, but were unsuccessful in their efforts, despite being linked with moves for Crystal Palace star Patrick Van Aanholt and Ryan Bertrand of Southampton. As far as the attacking midfield role goes, the Gunners landed Martin Odegaard on loan from Real Madrid for the rest of the season back in January, but it is currently unclear if he will return to North London next season, either in another loan deal or on a permanent transfer. With that in mind, the Gunners may have to look elsewhere to discover their long-term successor for Mesut Ozil. In recent weeks and months, Arsenal have been closely linked with the likes of Aston Villa star Jack Grealish and Houssem Aouar of Lyon in an attempt to bolster their attacking midfield options, but high asking prices are likely to price them out of deals this summer. Instead, though, they could turn to former target Manuel Locatelli, who is currently on the books of Sassuolo. The 23-year-old was earmarked as a target back in 2016 when he was at the tender age of just 18 years old whilst on the books of AC Milan. According to a report by Goal, Arsenal had been scouting the Italian for some time and had made contact about trying to get a deal completed to bring him to North London. However, no deal ever materialised and he spent 3 years climbing his way back up the ladder at the San Siro before joining Sassuolo. Now, 5 years on from when the Gunners were interested in him, the attacking midfielder has revealed that he believes he's ready to make the step up to a top club, as well as refusing to rule out the prospect of moving abroad to test himself. Speaking to COR Sports concerning reports linking Manchester City with the move for his services, he said, "I feel ready for a top club and also joining a foreign club is a potential option for me. Why not? When there are opportunities, I will think about my future." With that said, it is clear that Locatelli is open to leaving Sassuolo at some stage and testing himself in a different environment. Should that be the case, it could prompt Arsenal to reignite their interest in him. It is claimed that Juventus are trying to land the midfielder, meaning he has done enough to attract the attention of one of Italy's top clubs. According to the latest data provided, Manuel Locatelli is valued at £31.5 million, meaning his signature would not come cheaply. However, it is likely that he would be a cheaper option than Martin Odegaard, Jack Grealish and Houssem Aouar this summer. So it looks like Arsenal can finally complete the £31.5 million transfer 5 years after starting their scouting mission on Manuel Locatelli, and you can clearly see that Mikel Arteta and Arsenal will be desperate to add a new attacking midfielder if they cannot get Martin Odegaard on a permanent transfer. But we have to wait and see how this one pans out. And this nicely takes us on to the second piece of transfer news, which states that Arsenal reduced Pau Torres to tears and he's out for revenge before £60 million summer transfer battle. So the reports are stating that Arsenal will face old boss Unai Emery and Villarreal in the semi-finals of the Europa League, bringing back memories of that Champions League night in 2006. It was April 25th, 2006 when Arsenal secured their biggest European result in the club's history to reach their first ever Champions League final. A dramatic finale to the second leg against Villarreal at then named El Madrigal on a warm Valencian evening sent Arsenal fans into hysteria, dreaming of what could be. Jens Lehmann was the hero, saving a last-minute Juan Roman Riquelme penalty that would have taken the game to extra time and given Villarreal an opportunity of their own to make what would have been their first ever European final. Thanks to the German goalkeeper, it was Arsenal who progressed, with Pau Torres scoring the all-important winner in the first leg in front of a packed Highbury and famously even a squirrel. But it was the second leg where the real damage was done, as Arsenal held out to book their place in the final in the presence of a widely celebrating Gunners away support and a young Pau Torres who wiped tears from his face along with his heartbroken family and fellow Groguets, as Villarreal fans are known. It was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Villarreal, or at least it felt like it. A club based in a town with a population of less than 51,000 who hadn't even made Europe for the first time since 2002. But it wasn't to be, and since then, the Europa League has become their competition, the Yellow Submarine winning more games in Europe's secondary tournaments than any other club. And as they reach the European semi-final for the fifth time in their history, a much older Pau Torres and many of his fellow villagers are eyeing for revenge. Arsenal and Villarreal will meet again in the semi-finals of a European competition after both sides did their part to set up the tie on Thursday evening, the Gunners cruising past Slavia Prague and the Yellows against Dinamo Zagreb. The two teams have met since, a quarter-final tie in 2009 which saw Arsenal came out on top, but never at this stage with a final on the line. And you can bet every Villarreal fan still feels the sting of that fateful evening in 2006. Even Torres, the man linked with the £60 million move to the likes of Liverpool, Manchester United or Real Madrid, the defender will likely start for Spain at Euro 2020 this summer. Now 24, he is now one of the most talented defenders in European football. But at heart, he's Villarreal through and through, having grown up in the town of Villarreal before rising through the club's youth ranks. I was at the stadium with my family for the semi-final in 2006. I cried when the game finished, he said when asked about the prospect of facing Arsenal after helping his side defeat Zagreb. I was in the south corner where, unfortunately, we just have cardboard figures, he added. And speaking about his hometown club, he recalls, I have photos with almost all my Capdevila shirts for Lan. I am proud to be fighting for us to reach the final. The desire for revenge on the back of a painful result is nothing new in football, but Villarreal are a club connected to its local town in a way that few others are. And while few others are as local as Pau Torres, no fewer than 11 of the 26-man squad Unai Emery has at his disposal this season have come through the academy system, all dreaming of going one step further than the likes of club legends Riquelme and Forlan, of bringing the Castellan club its first ever major trophy, and the challenge also faced as they attempt to secure European qualification, where the only route left to them this season is to overcome that desire their rivals will have to put old ghosts to bed to reach the final, and in almost poetic fashion. Also have Lehmann, Thierry Henry, Pau Torres and other legends of the past to thank for that added challenge, but it's not that they should only underestimate, particularly not in cup football, when, as Dinamo Zagreb showed Tottenham, desire is 9/10 of the law. So it looks like the Gunners will face the £60 million summer transfer battle for Pau Torres, but before that, the Gunners will have to battle Pau Torres face to face to get into the final of the Europa League. But other than that guys, remain blessed, stay tuned for the next video and peace.